with a stellar reputation in Florida and beyond. We are proud to have Judge Stan Strickland with us. Judge, thank you for being with us.
Good evening.
Judge, it has been madness and mayhem here at the courthouse. Are you glad you opted out early on?
I am. It wasn't about me. When I saw that this was going to become something that would lead them to criticize every future decision that I made, I thought, I don't own this case. We've got 70 other good judges here in the courthouse. Let's give it to somebody else. So I got out, and I'm just kind of shocked at the result, and I really don't know what to say beyond that.
Judge, refresh everyone's recollection as to why you felt you needed to recuse yourself off the Tot Mom case.
Well, this was when Mr. Mason first got into the case, and he, shortly after he got in, I ruled against them a couple of times, and I think the last motion that I ruled on was the motion where they wanted to see the illegal tape made by Mr. Jordan. Linda Drain Burdick objected. I upheld her objection, and I said, you can't have the tape. You've got the transcript anyway. Well, the next time we got together, he approached the bench and said, we may have a recusal motion. Can we talk in private? And I said, no, we can't talk in private. If you've got a recusal motion, file it. And so about a week later, he did. And as I said, the case isn't about me. I'm not going to stay on a case if somebody thinks I'm biased, especially where the case has a year or two to go, because then every time you rule against them thereafter, they say, see, I told you so. So I got out. I gave it to Chief Judge Belvin, and the rest is history.
Well, what was the allegation as to why you needed to recuse yourself?
There was two. The first was at our first bond hearing, just after all this broke, I said on the record that I think my words were, the truth and Ms. Anthony are strangers, obviously calling her a liar. Little did I know that would turn out to be her defense. That, and then later on, in open court, I spoke to a blogger. I had been on his blog a few days earlier. His picture was there. I recognized him sitting in the audience. He had been, of the blogs that I had gone to, he had been especially fair to the Anthonys. He wouldn't allow people to trash them and say ugly things and say some of the nonsense that you get on other websites. I thought, gee, I see him, and I motioned him up, and I said, your blog is civilized, you're very fair. I think you're doing good work. Keep it up. That was it. About 4 months after that, to summarize, I was looking at his blog again, saw where he had apparently had a heart attack, and he's a diabetic and had some health problems. As I was sitting looking at this, I saw his telephone number there on the blog. I called it expecting to get a message. Lo and behold, he answered. I said, how are you? You okay? Yes. I said, keep up the good work. Get well. End of story. The next thing I know, an investigator had gone out there, found out that I had made the phone call to him, egregious as it was, asking about his health. And then he filed the motion to recuse. And I issued a recusal order, which I would urge you to read if you haven't. But that was it, Nancy.
Well, Judge Stan Strickland, everyone joining us, he was the first judge on the Tot Mom case. Judge, why do you say you're surprised at the verdict, as many of us are?
I don't know if I've, and by the way, it's not the first verdict that I've been surprised at. You understand, when you've been in this business a while, you learn to live with surprises. I've just never seen one like this, and the magnitude of it sort of surprises me. I guess I'm just shocked. We opened a big can of justice, didn't we?
Yeah, we really did, Judge. But you, along with so many other people, are stunned. What's the likelihood, Judge, that Tot Mom is going to walk tomorrow morning? I mean, she's done 996 days already. She's going to get time served. She's set to go free, isn't she?
I think you're correct. I can't really comment on the sentencing, but yeah, to answer your question, that's the only logical sentence, and I think down at the Orange County Jail, they're ready to be Anthony free.
Judge, let me ask you one more thing while we're talking about this case and the jury verdict being so surprising. Now we've got juror number 3 stating that, allegedly stating that she's just sick over the verdict and that Tot Mom's not innocent. What would a juror have to show for a case to be reopened, if at all?
I don't think it can be. It would have to be outright fraud, and the entire panel would have had to be contaminated, and I just don't think that you can do that. I think the ship has sailed. She may not be the last juror to get buyer's remorse, and bottom line is that's just tough luck. It's all over but the crying, and that's it.
You're right. There's absolutely nothing that can be done at this juncture unless, as the judge says, there is fraud amongst the entire jury or amongst several members of the jury. If you find fraud in some way in the jury, that's an entirely different can of worms. But a juror now saying, Rutro, I feel really bad about this. I don't think she's innocent. No, you cannot retry the case. You got one rough cut at justice. That's it. It's over. Tot Mom's set to walk free tomorrow morning.